Hi, I'm Dominique and I'm a multi-passionate artist living in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. And today I'm sharing something big, something I've been planning for months. In 2026, the year I'm turning 52, I'll be sketching one portrait a week for a total of 52 portraits. This challenge is part art practice, part personal archive, and part birthday gift for myself. I'm excited to bring you along. Back in 2023, I attempted a huge challenge, one self-portrait a day for the entire year. I didn't make it to 365, but I did create 132 portraits. That challenge taught me about creative discipline and letting go of perfectionism. Before I start the 2026 challenge, I want to honor the 2023 attempt. So let me show you the self-portraits that I created that year.
Portraits have always been my favorite art subject in any medium. They're not just about likeness, they're about presence. These portraits that I did in 2023 remind me that progress isn't linear. Some weeks I grew, some weeks I stalled, and sometimes it even felt like I regressed. And some weeks I surprised myself, and that's exactly what I expect from 2026. Not perfection, but presence. Some days I loved what I made, and some days the self-portraits were so bad they made me laugh. And some days I barely had the energy to pick up a pen. But I kept going, and those 132 portraits became a visual diary of a year that was messy, transitional, and full of growth. Now, even though I didn't complete the 2023 challenge, I learned that daily challenges aren't always sustainable for me, especially when balancing a full-time job, an art practice, and, life. And completing a little more than a third of this challenge still taught me valuable lessons about pacing, resilience, and the importance of celebrating progress over perfection. For 2026, I wanted something ambitious but realistic, something that would push me creatively without burning me out, and that's how the 52-week self-portrait challenge was born. So the plan is to create one self-portrait every week in 2026. I'll use a mix of mediums, like watercolor, ink, ballpoint pen, maybe some digital experiments, most likely some mixed media. I want this to be a playground, not a checklist, just like it was in 2023. Each portrait will be based on a photo of me from a different moment in my life. I'll be pulling from baby photos, school pictures, and the weekly selfie I'll take right before starting each portrait. I'm a process person. I love systems, templates, and structure. So I came up with a weekly workflow where I'll choose the reference photo, decide on the medium, create the portrait, document the process, and reflect briefly on the week. I may do a monthly theme like childhood, identity, aging, creativity, self-acceptance, but I don't necessarily want to lock myself into strict themes. I do want the year to feel cohesive though, like a story unfolding. I wish I could find a photo to represent each one of my years, but I know there were some years where I won't be able to find a photo. I'm doing this challenge for a few reasons. First, I want to refine my skills. Portraiture is my favorite subject, and this challenge will help me explore it more intentionally. And when you're doing a self-portrait, there's no fear of insulting your model. In fact, the ugly self-portraits are often the most fun to make. I've had many a laugh with some of my messed up ones from 2023. Second, the timing is perfect. I'll be turning 52, and a year has 52 weeks, so creating one self-portrait each week aligns beautifully with the calendar and gives the project a natural rhythm. And speaking of rhythms, the third reason is that I want to build a sustainable creative rhythm as I transition into full-time art and entrepreneurship. This challenge is part of that foundation. So as I complete this challenge, I'll be sharing monthly compilations, occasional process videos, reflections on my creativity, discipline, and aging. and maybe even some behind the scenes of building my art business. So, if you're someone who loves an intentional art practice, or if you're navigating a big life transition like I am, I hope this series resonates with you.
Thank you for being here. This challenge means a lot to me. Make sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you can follow along. And if you've ever done a long-term art challenge, if you're planning one for 2026, or if you'll be joining me on this one, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Here's to a year of portraits, presents, and possibilities. See you soon.